It's that time. Welcome to Roadmap, how to take 3 listings a week until you're ready for more. Each week, we interview a great agent who's consistently taking 2, 3, 4 listings a week. And we have an exciting guest today. We encourage you to take notes and apply as much of their knowledge as quickly as you can, and then use the copycat principle. Let me introduce my co-host from San Diego, Carley Hathaway. That's carleyhathaway.com. Hi, Carley. How's the real estate business?
Hey, Ren. Hey, everybody. Always real estate's great. I really have no complaints. Always a good time to be a listing agent for sure.
Good. I want to remind everybody that we're simulcasting the show in the private Lead Gen Facebook group. They have 52,000 members, so we have a large audience there today as well. And we will be pausing for a commercial message during the show as a thank you to the Lead Gen folks. Well, guess what, Carley? I'm my own guest today.
Hey, I could not ask for a better guest, to be honest with you.
There we go. And we're going to be talking about building rapport quickly. It's an important thing for a lot of our agents out there, 100% of them, to build rapport quickly, because there are the people you know and the people you don't know. One group is bigger. Mm-hmm. And to build rapport quickly is a challenge for a lot of people. Maybe it's an expired listing. Maybe it's a for sale owner. Maybe it's somebody you've met for the first time in a social setting. Maybe it's somebody you've been introduced to. We have like 12 seconds to build rapport, and there's a high failure rate there. Mm-hmm. And in sales, we get better and better and better and better at it. There's certain lines that we commonly use in our industry that agents that have been in the business a long time really get good at.
Okay.
And they pull out. I mean, You're calling expireds and for sale owners, right?
Correct. Yes, I am.
You're talking to strangers every day.
Yep.
So are you getting better at building rapport?
I am getting better at building rapport, but I must say I'm much better at building rapport face-to-face when I meet someone in a social setting. It's very easy for me. Over the phone, it's a little tougher, I'm going to be honest, especially calling the expireds when I know they've gotten some other phone calls. So yeah, what do you suggest? What do you think? How can I better build that rapport in the 2-3 minutes I'm on the phone with them?
Okay, so
especially with expireds.
All right, so we'll talk about those first, then we'll talk about some of the other types of people and settings and even face-to-face. So one of the things that gets a lot of sellers angry is if they hear and I hate to say this because these scripts work so well. Mm-hmm. If 19 people call and say, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home? They start noticing that one. They notice that line, something about the right agent. But so we have to be real careful about not sounding completely identical. And I understand the scripts work. And if you're one of the first ones calling, in fact, I like that better. Always be the first one to call, or the second or the third, not the 19th, number one. So you can get in rapport a lot better that way. Otherwise, you've got to sound genuine. That's a kind of a trick. What do you experience when you're calling people? How do you come across as genuine?
You know, I think that's a tough one because obviously we're making so many phone calls and we're trying to get through it to get to listing appointment. But I think internalizing the scripts and making them your own is really helpful. Because you add your own kind of, not slang, but your own words to it. Okay, so would it be fair to say doing a role play every morning before you go live? 100%, yes. Okay. And it kind of shocks you into, it makes a huge difference. Then you don't have to think about what you're saying. Exactly. And then you can also, and you can also actually listen to what they're saying rather than getting ready to say your next sentence. Great. So let's look at a few basics. Write these down, folks. Or do this. Move your arm. Pretend like you're writing them down. Either one's fine. But I would suggest writing them down unless you have 100% perfect AI memory. So we want to mirror and match their tonality, rate of speech, things like that. So, and we don't have much of a clue. We're going by hello. Now, there are so many different hellos. One of the things that works really well is to echo back the exact same one to try to create a little attunement. So if they go, hello, then you're going to be hello. Or if they go, hello, you're going to be hello. That's going to help you get on their wavelength. Because people, you're going to feel like they're going to feel you're part of the tribe.
maybe it's their sister or their mother or their daughter or whatever it may be. You sound like the family. So you want to mirror and match their tone, their rate of speech, at least for the first 10, 15, 20 seconds. You need to come in a little bit closer to them, mirroring and matching as much as possible, mimicking, not mocking, mimicking. A little different. We're not trying to embellish. So you want to get as close to that as possible. That helps more than people know. The other thing is we have to put in some pauses. And that's not easy. Think about it, Carly. Do you really, when you get somebody on the phone who's expired, do you really want to, is it a natural inclination to want to start saying something and then pause for a second?
No. And in fact, that was one of the hardest things I had to learn when I was using these scripts, because I'm a fast talker as it is. And when someone does answer, you want to power through to get what you need to say out really fast. Right. But then it takes away just them listening to you and taking you seriously and you being an authority. Right. And when you pause, there's curiosity. Carly, such a beautiful home. I'm scratching my head. What do you think stopped this home from selling? So I pause a little bit. I hesitate. I even restart my words. It sounds like a real sentence instead of saying, such a nice looking home. What do you think stopped it from selling? Instead of just like rattling that off, I sound like a real person. Totally agree. And what helped me with that in the beginning when I switched scripts and started using a different one is I highlighted where the pause should be. And whenever I saw something highlighted, I would count to 3 in my head. And that helps you to slow down. Or there's other little tricks, but that's what helped me. Right. And we have to practice. We have to practice. We have to role play and role play and role play and get feedback and record yourself. Now there's something. Yeah. Record yourself. Have you done that yet? I have. And I didn't realize how much I used to say like and so much. I always noticed that. Why didn't you tell me? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, watch our first shows. No, kidding. Just kidding. But definitely recording has helped me so much. And I'm still doing it. It helps. Okay. So one of the things you said a minute ago is sounding like the authority, which reminds me downswings. Yes, a downswing. A downswing, ending on a downswing. So upswings create doubt, downswings create certainty. So if I say, Carly, the cat's outside? Yeah, it sounds like a question. It's doubt. Carly, the cat's outside. Certainty. So as we talk in downswings, there's an authority and people respond in kind. They feel safer. They feel like you know what you're talking about. Makes a big difference. I agree. Difference. So as we practice, our listening skills go up. As we use downswings, as we mirror and match, then we can get in a matter of seconds. Yeah. So I have a question for you. So when we're mirror and matching them, say you can tell they're upset or frustrated. So you start to mirror and match them. And then how do you slowly start to change that? You know what I mean? Right. Right. So, it's called pacing and leading. So you pace with them where they are like, yeah, those agents are right. And you're like, I know, it's not fair. It makes no sense at all. Some of them are just ridiculous, aren't they? Yes, they are. Great. And then you start gradually leading with positivity and enthusiasm, gradually. Just like if you and I were walking down the street and I started walking a little faster, you keep up with me. So all of a sudden, if you're leading with a little bit of enthusiasm, all of a sudden they start feeling better about themselves. They start feeling better because you're enthusiastic. They're following you with enthusiasm, and then they're starting to feel good, and they attribute it to you. Okay, good advice. I like that. Yeah, so it's a transition. It's a gradual transition. You don't want to stay in mirror and match. You want to start leading with a little bit of enthusiasm gradually, and they will follow you. Yes. And then you win. And so then, they're like telling you, well, our agent never stayed in touch. And so instead of saying, well, I do, or that's me, or I want an agent who's going to do, that's me, or you don't say that. We say instead, write this down, folks. I'm glad we're talking. Because when you say, I'm glad we're talking,
Gosh, I'm glad we're talking. It means that's me. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we're talking. And that works really well.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I wanted to touch on while we're here on this short show, but very important show in building rapport, is saying the right things. Because with our database, the people we know, you may have 100, 200, 300. Some of you have been in business 500, 600, 800. And I'm not talking about people that you liked 3 years ago on your Facebook that have no idea who you are. But people that there can be a few hundred. When you're in conversations with them, and then they're going to ask you about real estate, or you might want to say something to them. And we notice this in the first year or two, agents will go around and go, well, if you ever know anybody that wants to buy or sell, keep me in mind. How effective is that? It's not. So put an X over that one. And then after a while, agents will say, do you know anybody that wants to buy or sell? That's a yes or no question. Put an X over that one. Instead, we use, and folks, everybody write this down or move your arm, pretend you're writing it down. Who do you know? Who do you know that I can help? Always coming in service. Who do you know that I can help? Either buy a home or sell a home, or perhaps buy some investment property. Who do you know? Not do you know? Not if you ever know, keep me in mind. Forget all that other stuff. Who do you know that I can help? So write down, who do you know that I can help? Either buy a home or sell a home, or perhaps buy some investment property. When we change that, people are looking around their head for the answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Because people do want to help people at the end of the day, especially if you ask for help. They want to help you.
Right. Yeah. So then the last thing I wanted to mention is the question that people say, because they'll come up and they'll go, Carley, how's real estate? Because we get those questions all the time. They know you're in the business, right? How's real estate business, Carley?
It's great.
Or they'll say, how's real estate? How's real estate? And then the best answer is something along the line, go, well, gosh, Carley, that depends. Are you buying or selling? Are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing? Okay, now you got a real conversation going. Now, you might say, well, I'm just curious, and say, that's great. But you might say, well, I was thinking about selling my house one day. Then you go, well, let me tell you. And now you're into a better conversation. Mm-hmm. So that depends. Are you thinking about buying or selling or maybe investing? So it's a better question. So hopefully, folks, some of these things will help. Mm-hmm. So write this down. Keep the list. This is about building rapport quickly and selling a few extra homes every month. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. Carley, thanks for joining me on the show as our great co-host, as always.
Yeah, it was fun. I really got a lot out of this. Building rapport is so important, and I think we forget about it. So really great tips today. Good. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. And if you're watching on Facebook, or if you want to get involved with the Facebook group that airs our show as well, they're at facebook.com/groups/got objections. And I want to thank Aaron Winstein, who runs his program, trajectorynow.com. And finally, if you're watching on Facebook and you want to get involved with Vulcan 7, make sure to sign up at vulcan7.com/lead gen for a special deal. And finally, the secret to listing a lot of property is, after you've made all your calls, talk to, as you do, Carley, you had a huge month last month and this month too, right? Yeah, this month I just closed 2 this month already. Alrighty, all right. And man, those are some big paychecks in San Diego commissions, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. So, and Carley's secret, what she does is she goes to either the Whole Foods area or Seaside Market up in Cardiff by the Sea. They have a big selection as well. But you can get it all over North America. If you're listing property you want to enjoy, Graeter's mint chocolate chip. Right after you've done your lead gen, get the delicious mint chocolate chip. It's the one for listings. If you're working with buyers, that's some of the other flavors there. But get the mint chocolate chip. If the listing is a little slow to sell, like that one you had over in, where was that? That was East County. There you go, over in East County. Dig a little hole in the ground and bury it upside down, and that listing will sell just like that. Yes. Isn't that right? Yes, 100%.
All righty. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.